Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, bingo bottle, never stop it till the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world.
What's up everybody? This is Ted Karras with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincy hat, and you're watching Bengals and Brews.
Yes, you are. We got the CEO in here. We got the big Savage Greg in here, and Rumdell on a Wednesday because, I've done a couple shows today. I'm feeling good. I usually drink on Fridays, but to be fair, summer break is pretty much over. So I'm ramping it up a tad bit. Like, you might as well do this while you can. When else am I going to be able to drink on a random Wednesday? Like, certainly not here in 2 weeks. Can't do it in 2 weeks. So going to do it now. The Reds are playing the Dodgers. We're going to talk Bengals. I know everyone, we're Bengals and Brews, but we'll talk a little Reds because there was a trade for Ke'Bryan Hayes, who from everything I've seen is a really good fielder, but he adds no pop, no getting on base as a hitter. Like his average is terrible. So I'm pretty worried about it, but they're playing the Dodgers. They need a win. They've lost 2 in a row to the Dodgers. It's 2-2. Top of the 7th inning, so the Dodgers are up to bat. But
yeah,
we'll talk a little about the Reds before we dive into Bengals, which is what the show will be about, of course. But Dustin, anything with the Reds you want to talk about to start?
Yeah, I mean, you can get the logic, and maybe they're just leaning into the fact that, I don't know, maybe they just don't believe adding another bat would make that big of an impact in the lineup. I don't know. And they're leaning into more of the pitching and the defensive side, and that's how they're going to go about winning games. So I guess I can justify it from that perspective. But I don't know, man. When you look at like the Cubs, the Padres, and all those other teams, their pitching is like iffy, but they're just out slugging teams. So I just feel like similar to the NFL, which I think, we can get into this. NFL is changing a little bit, but you got to be able to score runs. So I just don't know like what impact. And it's like defense is important in baseball, but also like getting runners, getting on base, making plays, and being able to get runners over the plate. Like I don't know. I'm confused, to be honest. I don't think I get it. I mean, I guess I can justify it a little bit, but I just don't think it makes that big of an impact in my eyes.
Yeah, Greg, I'll let you talk Reds, but yes, I sent that to Greg. He had not seen it, Industries, but I sent it to Greg. The it's Reese's Peanut Butter Cup and Oreos. I didn't see the Chips Ahoy, but
yeah, no, that is interesting. But yeah, Dustin, like kind of like what you said, the Reds just get cold feet, man. They've done this for years. I'm just so tired of it, man. I mean, they don't want to go get Suarez. I just get tired of it. I'm just so fucking tired of it. You're not going to get rid of you're not going to get a top-notch player for your 56th prospect or whatever the hell we trade. I'm sorry. I mean, I get it. I like the pitching we have. You can never have enough pitching. I get that, but Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. You're trying to win here. You got to put your cards in here, man. I'm sorry.
I'm with you, but I also seen like what they wanted the return to be for Suarez. And it's like not only one of your top pitching prospects, but it's like, oh, we also want a major league player, that's on your active. Yeah, and we want another prospect. Like they're wanting a lot for Suarez, and he'll be a free agent after this season. So I think they were wanting too much, to be fair. But at the same point in time, I'm with you. Like if you find a way to work that out, and I don't think making that move for Ke'Bryan Hayes just seemed like a panic type of move.
Yeah,
it did. I mean, and like, yeah, Greg, the frustration. So it's like we're continuing to build our farm system, and relying upon prospects. How did that work for Baltimore this year? that was their strategy going into the year, right? What's happened to them? Arizona, they're sellers now. So it's like when you have these like opportunities when you're in a race, you got to go in. And
Yeah, I mean,
it's like you got to part with some prospects. Like you can't be prospect hoarding all the time. So yeah, just I don't know. We got till Thursday, I guess tomorrow at 6. For time. Maybe the ash for Suarez kind of cools down a little bit, but we'll see. I don't know. I can see
because and that is like, and they have every right to kind of wait and see. But if no one's answering that, like, oh, you're just going to let this guy walk at the end of the season, or do you want to get a prospect or two? Maybe not the asking price you want, but that's just kind of how it goes. So I do expect Suarez to be moved. I'm worried it won't be to the Reds, especially now because of the payroll. It's the same as always. Like, dude, spend money. Sometimes you got to spend money to make money, and I think the Reds should do it. But I don't want to harp on the Reds. We're 6 minutes in, so everybody's here because we're Bengals and Bruce. Let's talk Bengals. Let's talk the fact that Trey Henderson came back to town. He was out there helping Shamar Stewart. Do we feel like a deal maybe closer now than what we thought even a few days ago? And obviously that was when the Adam Schefter and the money seems close, but Trey has come out and said it's still in the same place it was. We don't know what that means because we're not in those negotiations, to be fair. But I feel like a face-to-face, a set down, one ride on the golf cart with Mike Brown, and Brown tells his daughter to get the deal done. So we'll start with you, Dustin, and then up to you, Greg. Thoughts on Trey Henderson being in town? Do we feel close to a deal? Do we think this could still drag into the season?
It's been so up and down with this because you'll hear what was it? Fowler's report the other day. I forget whose report it was, but it was like, hey, we have the framework. And then we're like, I thought it was kind of interesting that they were so specific on like the guaranteed money. Like that, I don't know if you guys can remember. I've never seen a report that was like, 6 to 10. Like I just
no.
There's a lot of like stuff being floated in the media, I feel like, and some of these like insiders are gonna float this stuff out there because they want access. So it's hard to take from them like what you're getting as like the honest truth. I do think they're probably like close in terms of like years, in terms of like
overall money, like the what gets floated out there, right? The $100 and some $1 million contract.
Yeah,
but it's the guaranteed money, and how many years is my guess, Dustin? Mm-hmm. Do you feel the same way?
I feel the same way. Greg, what do you kind of think?
Well, the thing of it is, I don't know if you watched Starbucks. I didn't know it was talking. Watched me and Dale were on Iceman's show. It's like he said, it got out that I was in Florida. It got out. It was posted on your Instagram. They get you that you were in Florida. So I didn't understand that. I'm not trying to knock on Trey or anything, but that just didn't make any sense to me right there. He says, "Oh, I'll still sit out for the season." I have to. I'm not. Trey. I don't like I said. I don't want to come at Trey or anything, but I think they're a lot closer than Trey probably says they're not or something. Like I say, it's close. I guarantee you, he did not come back here if he did not think a deal could get done. I think like you just said, Dustin, like a day or two ago when you were on here. I'm just tired of it. When he signs, he signs. I'm just done giving it the attention. I'm just done with it.
Yeah. My opinion on these contracts when they always get signed, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for the production. You better have 10+ sacks. After all this stuff all season, you better come out and you better lead the league in pressures. You better like have 10+ sacks. You better create opportunities for your other teammates. I mean, I know you will. I love Trey, but just
if he gets guarantees into year 3 and he only puts up, we'll say 9 sacks this season, Dustin, you were gonna be so pissed off, and you're gonna be like, "Look at how he dropped off, and this is what I wouldn't have done." Because you've said that, and I don't disagree. Like, because it's like at some point you have to have a youth movement, you have to have everybody, and I know there's other people that feel that way. Me personally, I'm like, man, Trey has just done it, pay him, but I understand it can backfire. My guy T Stout wanted in T Stout golf, so we're gonna let T Stout. You gotta turn that camera sideways, T Stout Taylor. You gotta get a good spot there. All right, man, and let's have a fun shit.
Yeah, come on.
He says positive Wednesday, and I know Greg likes that, so that's why I had to get him in here. Greg likes positivity.
I do.
So give us your positivity, and then we'll toss it around.
Any Cincinnati Bengals fan who's looking for some great stuff, type in vintage Bengals into eBay. This is from
This guy
1982.
brings the heat.
This is an original new era. Look at the
That's
green
so
bottom.
sick. That's sick.
Original new era from 1982.
1980.
Where my positivity is coming from right now. Do you hear how Joe Burrow was talking about this defense?
Yeah.
Have we heard this in the past 2 years? No, we have not. This guy is like, no, they're talking and they're excited.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's an important thing that your quarterback is saying, no, my defense is like good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, that means that means so much. Like this is. I live in New England. Brady used to say the same shit about his defense in the preseason. If they can cover me, they can cover anybody.
Yeah.
That was Brady's
Fair.
mindset. Who does Joe Burrow talk to twice a week that we learned about last year? Thomas Brady?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like his mentor. And so with the defense, Dustin, like what has you have Knight as a stud. I've seen Knight get burned a little bit. I am very excited in general about this defense. And Trey's not even here. Shamar Stewart, I think, has flashed. You got young Miles Murphy. Jordan Battle has looked incredible. I know it was a pass breakup on
Catch
Chase,
the ball,
but
Jamar. Catch the ball.
But even the one that Chase caught in the back of the end zone a couple days ago was like Jordan Battle was in perfect coverage position. So, Dustin, I'll toss it to you. What are your thoughts on the defense and what gets you most excited about this defense taking a step? I think Al Golden has these guys on the right page. The excitement for the defense excites me, to say mine.
Yeah, I think Golden's defenses at Notre Dame, and I know like you always are doing the year-round player evaluations, the draft guide, but Notre Dame always had great covered corners when he was there. Now, college, you're recruiting, Notre Dame, interesting stuff, but I just love to see how the DBs are coming together. And yeah, you were mentioning like a lot of these like passes that are completions, they're like right on their hip. So that's a good sign because Golden's defense, like you got to be able to hold up in man coverage. If we're going to blitz and send pressure, Bill Parcells always had an old saying, I will blitz more than you can block. And the reason he was able to do that, if you look at his defenses, he always had a lockdown corner. Now, we don't probably have like a corner on a island that can take the whole field away. Nonetheless, I'm really excited about them coming together. I'm also really excited about the front seven. It's going to be interesting to see like what the rotation is and how that's utilized. But I think generally just like the spark of the defense, the energy, the youthfulness, that gets me really excited because I just feel like, I don't know, our defense our last 2 years, it felt like guys are just running in mud. So, yeah, that's my thoughts so far.
Yeah, Greg, to you, what gets you most excited about the defense was the question, but also Sandustries. I agree. DJ Turner has really let me down so far. The ball tracking's not been good. But Greg, defense in general, what gets you excited?
I tell you what, Shamar coming in here, just totally dominating the practice. This is what I want to see. On third down, you have, Hendrickson on one side, maybe Murphy on the other side. You put Stewart as a 3-tech, maybe Osai, you put it as a 3-tech. If you can get all four of them out there at the same time, oh my God, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, like a NASCAR package. All right, yeah. Taylor, I'll let you open it up to whatever you want to talk about and then toss it to Dustin. So what else are you excited about or worried about? Because to me, I'm still worried about the guards, but I'll let you decide where to take this next.
Slayton. Like Joe talked about it multiple times. Like the guy's busting up the middle. Makes me a little nervous about the offensive line, as we always are. But that's a big thing. Like do we have a new DJ Reader?
I hope so, man. I really hope so.
That's where Dustin's been at with it. So Dustin, TJ Slayton, what kind of impact do you think he could have on this team? And then same question to you, Greg, after Dustin answers.
Well, and if you're watching him in some really key games last year, like against Philly, if you watch the Packers, they were able to like kind of stymie that their offense. And man, he was like tossing guys around, like the push and the explosiveness that he had. It's just anybody that can kind of push the pocket from the inside and or be disruptive in the run game. Because if you look, like obviously the AFC North is heavy run, and I think, you know, as we move forward, I do feel like we're circling back around like we do in the NFL. We have these trends.
Yeah.
Like you got to be able to stop the run. And I think we're actually getting back to that. So I think that's one of the things that I think stood out to me about what Duke Tobin said over the offseason. It's like, we just didn't do a good enough job of stopping the run. Like, how many sacks are you going to get on anybody when it's 3rd and 2? Like, the ball's out of their hand in 2 to 3 seconds. So it's like the more stout against the run that we can be, I think it's going to present so many more opportunities for us to create more pressure, more turnovers. So, yeah, I mean, that signing, like, and it's almost like similar to the Reader signing where it was kind of like somewhat under the radar, right? And they kind of brought him in, and then next thing you know, like Reader is a household name, and you know everybody's just like impressed with him. So I'm really excited what he could bring to the table.
And like sorry, Greg, I know it's your turn, but it's like DJ Reader, to where it was like they identified and targeted him early and was their first signing. You know, just like Reader. So I didn't know what to think about TJ Slayton. It depends if you watch the ESPN, look at the ESPN or the PFF grades against the run defense. But he's a big dude in the middle that we didn't have. I think we can all agree on that.
Yes.
And he has a chance to really improve the run defense. So I'm excited about that. But Greg, overall, your thoughts on TJ Slayton? And then also, I think this is underrated that Ryan Sparks says. What's wild is the defense looked so slow last year because Lou chose to play the slow guys, which I think is part of why all the guys are fired up. They realize they have a chance to win jobs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, Dustin. Well, DJ Reader, he had way more hype than Slayton did because he was one of the top nose. I think he was like one of the top nose tackles. Like I remember JJ.
He got a lot more money. He got a lot more money.
He got a lot more money. And I remember JJ Watt was really bummed when they lost him. It was actually down to us, the Broncos, and his agent said, "Do you want to play with Drew Lock or Joe Burrow?" And he's like, "Well, that's a no-brainer right there, obviously." But yeah, you know, TJ Slayton. I remember Dale talked about Dale. I know, Dale, you weren't too high on him or anything.
Yeah, it was just lukewarm. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I don't watch a bunch of Packers football, and a lot of Packers fans told me like he wasn't good.
But from what you two are just saying, and from all the reports I'm hearing, I'm just hearing nothing but good reviews. Obviously, we know the offensive line. It could be because of the offensive line, but Slayton, man, like you guys were saying, we losing DJ Reader last year absolutely hurt us so badly. Yeah. It was just, we couldn't find that. Although McKinley Jackson did a good job, I thought, as a rookie, but that's a lot to put on him right there. But if Slayton can become just half of what DJ Reader is, oh my God. Sign me up.
Well, I think it also frees up BJ Hill. Like BJ Hill was having to take some of those snaps, you know?
Yeah.
Like they literally had Sheldon Rankins taking some of those snaps. Once they lost Reader, they had no one in the middle of that defense.
Well, Dale, kind of the irony of last year, the AFC North, the running game was a big thing. The NFC North, the passing game was the difference. So, like, as much as TJ Slayton is a big body, he didn't see a lot of the pressures because they weren't running the ball as much. Outside of the Lions with their two-headed monster, but even then, they were kind of disguises for Amon St. Brown and like that whole offense. I feel like the Lions, I feel like are like 2 years behind, not like behind, but like 2 years behind what Cincinnati has become. Because could you imagine it? Like, I mean, God, I don't want to say Montgomery's the veteran in the room, but like, look at Pirine right now. I mean, if this guy is the Pirine that we know, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to take the conversation, though, Dustin. I'll toss it to you. If there's something you want to finish with that, go ahead. But
I was going to say, I think, with TJ, there's just probably some inconsistencies on like technique and getting off blocks still. but I think that's something you can work with. Like he's still up and coming in his career, So, and like a lot of those big, strong guys, sometimes they probably don't have the best technique because they can just rely on that. So I think if depending upon the coaching and developing his technique, I do think he's somebody that can get a little pressure even on pass downs too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, Kenny Clark was the guy at that position, to be fair. But you
Right.
mentioned running backs, and they did cut Zach Moss today. The Bengals cut Zach Moss. It's not even about P. Ryan for me. I think it says a lot about how excited they are about Taj Brooks, who I really liked. So let's have a Taj Brooks hype train going here because
I'm so
excited. He's a bowling ball. He can block, and I've heard he's looked good as a receiver. But like his ability in open space is very good. Like I thought it was very underrated at Texas Tech. Like, he's not just a big guy that's just a short yardage guy. No, he makes people miss out in space. He didn't have all those yards in short yardage. He had those yards because he made guys miss, and he's a damn good player. And I think he's showing it again. And the Bengals running back coach, Justin Hill, is a guy who recruited him and knows his family very well and wanted him again. And I think he's actually going to have an opportunity. Listen, Chase Brown is the guy. We're not debating that. But, like, for him to have a real chance to take the second guy snaps at running back, I think he has a real chance at that. Greg, I'll start with you, and we'll kick it around the horn about Taj Brooks.
I mean, Dale, when you first started talking about running backs in the draft, I mean, Taj Brooks was one of the first ones you talked about, and oh my God, dude! I mean, like I forget. I think the one I liked was that I forget what the kid's name was. He was that kid from Syracuse, but still, man, I was just excited for Taj Brooks. I mean, you were all over him, and like you said, they cut Zach Moss because, like, look, we love what we see in Taj Brooks, and so that's an awesome thing too. Because it seems like in the past we've always favored the veterans and all that. I'm like, why can't we just let the young guys try? So I am very excited. Like you said, Chase Brown is the majority of the carries, but why can't? But like I say, I am so excited for Taj Brooks. Even if he just gets like 8 carries a game, oh my God, I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do.
Yeah, if I have one guy spelling for a series or two, Chase Brown, I want it to be Brooks. How do you feel about that, Dustin, and Taj Brooks and the Samaje P. Ryan split in general?
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting, the targeting of backs here recently. If you look at Chase Brown's usage in college, like he was a bell cow. If you look at Taj Brooks' usage in college, he was a bell cow. So I kind of like that approach because they got a lot of reps. They've seen a lot.
Right.
So like it's just from a draft standpoint, it's pretty interesting. That's kind of the route they've taken on that. And, I think generally the Bengals have been a great job of identifying running backs in later rounds. So the split between him and Chase Brown is definitely going to be interesting. I remember like the old New England days where they like had a different running back on every series. So the defense had kind of kept them on their toes because they didn't know what to plan for. So
they're all a little different. Every running back's a little different.
Yeah. Yeah, always. Exactly. And his type of frame and build, like he's a guy that like I think he can be very durable and have a really long sustained career. I like running backs that are kind of like big and low center of gravity. They don't seem to take like the bigger hits, And they
give the hits. They give the hits.
Yeah, yeah. So really stoked about our running back room. I mean, when you just look generally at our whole skill positions, we're loaded. Now it's like Dan Pitcher up in that press box on Sunday. It's like, all right, what do I want to do now? Yeah. Like, what am I cooking up? Yeah, those are good problems to have, though.
Taylor, I know you kind of got a chub when I brought up Taj Brooks. Like I seen it a little bit. Like
yeah, I love him. I mean, hey, when you come out of the draft as the number 1 graded pass blocking running back, you're gonna give me a chub. You said pass. You said pass blocking. Yeah. What do we do here in Cincinnati? We pass the ball a lot. But also, I mean, he runs hard. And one of the best things that one of his coaches said, which I loved, was the first guy is never going to tackle him.
Yep.
And I thought that was a
Yes.
great quote.
Yeah.
Like the first
Yeah.
guy is not going to tackle him. That's huge. Give me that on a 3rd and 2, a 3rd and 5, like whatever. And honestly, people don't give Chase Brown enough love for his pass blocking.
No.
Like Chase Brown did a great job last year because he had no choice. He had to block because Zach Moss was gone. He was the guy. Like it is what it is. And Chase did a great job. But if we can take him off the field in those 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1 situations, and then maybe a little run pass option, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
here you go, here you go, Taj, take that, give me a yard, give me 2 yards. All of a sudden, it turns into 7, turns into 8, turns into 10. We're kind of looking. It's. I'm not comparing the two at all because I was so upset that but it happened that we gave Corey Dillon to New England. But Corey Dillon was that guy at like 4th yard, 5 yards. You give it to him and let it happen. But I mean, I don't know, man. I'm in this bubble. I'm in this New England bubble where everyone gives me shit every goddamn day about how we're gonna suck. We're never gonna off to a slow start. Blah blah blah. I can't.
Do people tell you that Drake May is better than Joe Burrow? Like
Every single day,
Oh.
Dale.
Oh.
Jesus.
You don't
Yeah.
understand how delusional these fans are in New England because a lot of the guys.
Oh, I can
a lot of
imagine
the
they
kids-
won
I
Super
should say
Bowls.
a
They
lot-
had Belichick.
Oh, yeah.
They had Brady.
Correct. Yeah, and they had both. They had Brady, but a lot of the kids that I employ, they grew up in the era of winning, and I understand that. Like I get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I grew up where shit, New England was so bad that they blacked out their games on CBS because of how bad they were.
Well, you should just show them Vrabel's coaching against us against the Bengals, and just like he'll get you to the first round of the playoffs, and you're going to be out after that. His style of game, so you can build that too.
Just
I love Braves.
ask Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, I love Braves, but I just
Yeah.
think there's a limit there. There's a ceiling.
And I'm
But
getting
yeah,
completely.
Hold on, Reds
gonna get
update.
off
Reds
topic.
update.
Oh.
Reds update, and then we'll go back to Dustin. But the Reds, the bases were loaded for the Dodgers at the bottom of the 7th with 1 out, and the Reds got out of it. They got 2 outs with no runs given up, so it's still 2-2
and
going to the bottom of the 8th inning.
Marte was playing right field, and he made a nice little close on that ball. On the last one, on the pop-up. It was kind of like in a gap a little bit. So, but yeah, Dale, you're mentioning like the differences in running backs. What I love too, like Chase Brown gets downhill pretty fast. Like he sees the hole and goes. I think with Taj Brooks, I love the way he sets up blocks and he kind of slashes. So I think like the difference in styles there are going to be like something that the defense got to prepare for as well. So yeah, I mean, just that versatility, the more that you can do, and like, I don't know, it's always like the best offensive philosophy if you can roll out like same formations, but do a lot out of it. And what helps that is like you have versatile players, right? And that's why Eric Hall was so big last year because we could run it out of 12 personnel, but give you like we could run the ball, hit a tight end in the seam, go deep to Burton like we did in Kansas City that one time. Like there's just a lot you can do. So the more versatile players that you can have and variations, I think the defensive coordinator is going to be sweating the night before.
All right, I want to toss out
a
a question real quick, Taylor, and you can start it.
Right.
If you could add one player to this team, so we know we had Noah Fant in for a visit. It wouldn't be my choice personally. Will Hernandez just got cleared at right guard. That would probably be my choice. But also, Asante Samuel Jr. is still out there as a cornerback. That would be a guy. That would be a guy that I would be all over because my guy DJ Turner has let me down a little bit. So I'm going to toss it to you and then over to Dustin and up to Greg. If you could add one of those 3 players, we'll just keep it to those 3 players, or you can toss in another guy that's out there as a free agent that is like, now bring him in. But Taylor, you start. Who would you bring in and why?
There was a guard. You said there was a guard there, right? Or no?
Will Hernandez just got cleared off a knee injury.
That's
Right
it.
guard.
No, I'm done. Guard. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah,
I need guard depth. I'm done with everything else. Give me some guard depth because the whole entire goal of this team is to protect number 9. If 9 is protected, we're talking about big things here. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think man, I don't have time to do this, but it would be interesting to go through all the different rosters to see who could be potential cut down day casualties that we could pick up, because it kind of seems like, I don't know. Sure.
I don't think you're getting anything at guard. I don't think, because the O-line depth, Dustin, is terrible in the NFL. You sent me stuff about guys that are retiring, and we had that discussion offline.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, and anybody that gets cut, you're probably just looking at them more for back of the roster depth. Yeah. So I don't know. Will Hernandez for sure. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's visited anywhere yet, from what I've seen online. So
seems like he just got cleared. Just got cleared. So
yeah. A friend of mine, because the problem is, like I say, there's a reason. You look at Dalton Risner, Sheriff. There's a reason. I mean, Sheriff, we probably think might be trying, but Dalton Risner, who's begging teams to sign him on social media. There's a reason. I mean, I would love to have Risner in too, but there's a reason why the 31 other teams haven't made phone calls. But the thing with Hernandez was he was just never cleared. He was very honest. Like, look, I cannot do a physical because I'm still healing from an injury. So this is different with Hernandez. And Hernandez was a great pass blocker. I loved him coming out of UTEP. I wanted the Bengals to draft him. But, with Noah Fant, obviously, I would not complain adding more weapons for Burrow. That'd be awesome. But like I say, like you just said, Taylor, guard, protect number 9. I agree with you with Will Hernandez. Like, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't get upset if we got Noah Fant, and we can afford to get both, obviously.
Are you the leader of the Noah Fant hype train? Because I feel like everyone in the chat, everyone in general was just kind of like, yeah, it's another weapon, but we have Gesicki, we have this, that, and the other. I mean, and that's what I say. Like, give me the guard, Taylor, are you in on this Fant hype train?
No,
do you have a vision for Noah Fant?
I have one question for the Fant community. Do you care about him being another weapon, or do you care about him being a better tight end blocker?
Good question. I probably would say as another weapon. That's a good question because I've heard.
Why the hell do we care for the money that we would have to give him?
Well, you got to think he'll probably get like a minimum contract because guys who usually get cut don't get big contracts. If I had to guess with Fant, he would probably get like around $3 million. Dale, what would you think if what Fant would get? And Dale, when you and I talked about this, he might be visiting more teams. He might not even be done visiting teams because, like you said, Dale, there's more teams out there that need a tight end that could make him a tight end.
Well, I thought the Dolphins made a lot of sense. It's something that we talked about off air. I was like, they got Darren Waller out of retirement, so he did visit there. He left that visit without a contract. So all we can do is on the surface level. There's other teams like the Jaguars I've mentioned that could, potentially be interested in him. But if we just look at it on the surface, your options are the Saints, the Bengals, and the Dolphins.
Yes.
But you do have Gesicki here, a lot of other weapons.
Right.
But he's 27.
Yeah.
And honestly, who has the best chance of making the playoffs of those teams? And injuries do happen, so I don't know. Dustin, your thoughts on Fant, Dustin?
I bet he makes a visit to Baltimore because they lost Isaiah Likely for 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, but it's only 3 or 4 weeks. Now, if it was a season injured, then
I get what you're.
Dustin, shut your beautiful mouth. Don't ever say that again.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the tour. Hopefully, it's shut down now. He visited the teams that he wanted to. Yeah, I mean. Like, there is real interest from the Bengals, so they have a vision for him. I'm kind of like, I don't know where I see it, You
don't see the vision that they have, but
yeah, it would be interesting.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like what does he bring that like makes it like a home run? It doesn't. I don't see it.
Well, I would
maybe.
say if it's a vet
Yeah.
minimum, Taylor, I would say like if it's near vet,
Right.
let's just say it's $2 million for a season.
Right.
Insurance to Gesicki and a 27-year-old explosive player, former first-round pick, like that alone, I would sign every guy out there that's like that. to
If
be
it's a
fair.
vet minimum, sure, but is he going to sign for a vet minimum?
Yeah,
We don't know. We don't. But Taylor, let me ask you this: would you rather have Noah Fant or Tanner Hudson?
That's rude, but yeah, no offense.
No offense.
That's
I was gonna
rude.
say-
He says that's rude.
No, Taylor, I'm sorry, but like what Dale said, if
No.
I could improve my roster by any means, like I said, Noah Fant's my tight end. All right, think about this.
Jimmy, hold on. In Tanner Hudson's defense, Tanner Hudson was really good on special teams.
He was.
He
And
also
will Noah
fumbled at the
Fant
1 yard
play-
line because he put his arms out during the New England
Thank
game.
you.
It cost us the playoffs.
Costas, thank you, Taylor. Yeah, exactly. And like I say, I like Tanner Hudson. I get why fans did like him, but I was never for Tanner Hudson being our starting tight end. I was happy we got Gesicki. If my tight end number 2 is Noah Fant, who I think could be number 1 in 3 or 4 other teams, hell yeah, I'd be all for that. I'm okay. So think about this. Say if you, like I said, we don't know what the news is with Fant right now, but say if you have Chase, Higgins, and Burton, who's, by the way, has been doing great in practice. He's been showing up, being consistent. And then you have Gesicki. You have an adding fan. Oh, yeah. Then you have Yoshi, who could be
I was
your
about to say,
second-
I was
this
going to
guy
say,
is
Greg,
I
did
don't know.
you just say
I was
Burton
breaking
before
the heart.
Yoshi?
If
Did
Yoshi
you just say Burton
not
before
to
Yoshi?
remember
Dale,
Yoshi's name.
Dale, let me
Greg, I'm
talk.
staring at you. I'm staring
Let
at you. Greg. You just said You just said Burton before Yoshi, Greg.
Dude, let me talk, Taylor. No, Taylor.
I'm
I
staring
think
at you.
Yoshi could be our 6th. I think Yoshi. That's what I'm saying. If Burton can prove himself, yes, he could win in front of Yoshi. I love Yoshi.
Yoshi's
Yoshi
having
is
a great camp.
red zone
Why do you
target. Let me
hate
talk.
Andre Yosevich? Why do you
If
hate
Yo-
him?
If Yoshi is my 6th or 7th target, my 6th or 7th option, I'm in a good situation.
Did you just bump Yoshi to potential 6 or 7
He
targets?
just keeps
But look at
bumping
What
him
has
down.
happened to happened to my guy Greg?
Taylor, the
hates
point I'm
Andre
making is look at all the targets right there, man.
The
Yoshi's
the
having a great camp right now.
He had a great day today.
He did. He had a great day today. I'm just saying. The point I'm making is, if you had Noah Fant there, holy shit, dude, Yoshi could be your 6th or 7th target.
Greg, I think the problem is Yoshi has looked really good in camp. Joe Burrow is praising him. He looks great. And you
And
are
so
like
has
down.
Jermaine Burton.
He has,
No, I
to
love
be
Yoshi.
fair.
I'm just saying it could happen.
But Greg, of all people, is downplaying the camp Yoshi is having. Like, why is this happening, Greg?
I'm not downplaying Dale. You're putting words in my mouth. No, Dale, he's having a good camp. I'm just saying, if that happens, if Burton keeps it up, it could happen and all that. I'm just giving scenarios right here.
Hey, Greg, can I want you to know my difference between Yoshi and Burton
Go for it.
is separation. I need to see the separation that's been his biggest problem.
Yeah, Yoshi's
And Burton
absolutely
is so fast.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's where, as much people are like, oh no, Andre, and James Rapine, he's like, oh, Andre's the third. I get that. He has Joe's trust,
Yes.
and I get
Yeah.
that. But my God, if Burton, his feet are so fucking fast, dude. You watch tape on that guy, his feet are unbelievable. He's not like he's not a route runner. He's a go guy. Outside of Jamar, his rookie year, when was the last time we had a go get it guy?
And
Been a
Taylor-
while.
And Taylor, I'm going to add on to this. If he can be that deep threat, Chase does best. Can we agree? Chase does best in the slot. Chase does best anywhere, but if you can put Chase in the slot a hell of a lot more and have Burton be your deep man. And here's the thing with Yoshi. Yoshi could still get me 6 touchdown catches. Yoshi's a great red zone target. I at one point thought Yoshi could be a replacement for T. Higgins. And like you said, Taylor, his biggest problem is separation. But that is fine. I'm fine with Yoshi for the player he is a good red zone target. If Yoshi can get me 5 or 6 touchdowns, hell yeah, I'm happy for that. If that's my 6th or 7th guy right there, that's the point.
Or
I'm making.
just if he's going to be a true
6'7", he's 4.
Whatever.
If he's going to be a true slot receiver because I think he can play outside. He came in as an outside receiver. I think he's almost being forced to play in the slot a little bit for the Bengals.
Yoshi needs to get better at his red zone jump balls.
Yeah,
That's
and all accounts looks like he's good at that. But for me, it is the route running, Taylor. It is like for Yoshi. Like I know Burton has the feet, but for Yoshi, like to be a slot receiver, like you want a guy that can just boom, put those feet in the ground and just boom, 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 and hey, here I'm your target on a 3-yard slant route when you need 2 yards, and that's something I think.
That's where Jermaine's going to separate himself. Is when you put.
I think they'll put Chase in the slot. Yes,
you put Chase.
Yes.
You put Chase in the slot, and he's got those feet, and then all of a sudden, 81's doing this.
Mhm.
That's where everyone goes, "Oh shit!"
All right, Dustin, your thoughts on all that? I will be right back. The dog's barking. Oh, yeah, check on that dog.
I mean, yeah, it's just the raw talent of Burton. I mean, he was like, in some accounts, he could have been a first-round pick.
He should have been,
but
it was his mentals.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you watch that Texas A&M game from like 2 years ago, I think, I just remember I was in Arizona for work and just watching it on the screen. Burton just totally took over the game. So he has really high-end skills. I think with like Yoshi, there's a way to utilize him. I do like him on those seam routes, the jump balls, the red zone. So I think like just interchangeable between Burton and Yoshi. I think there's some cool things that they can do with both and using them to their strengths. It'd be nice this year too, like always playing the long game. If all these receivers develop, give Higgins and Chase a series off, right? Let's like preserve them for the long run. So it'd be nice that all these guys could develop into,
That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part.
Well, and I think, Dustin, I want to go back to this. Burrow played with a lot of double tight end sets also. If we did get Fan, a lot of double tight end sets also at LSU. So, like I say, they'll fight. If like Fan, like I said, I'm not going to get my hopes up with Fan because as a Bengals fan, I've had my heart broken to so many times in free agent visits. So, but I'm just saying, if it does happen, they will find a way. They will find a way to get Fan in there. But like I say, Yoshi and Burton, like Taylor, you were just talking, two different players.
Are you talking about Noah Fant again when we were literally talking wide receivers, Greg? This guy's obsessed. Obsession
Dale.
is real.
Dale. No. I'm just kidding, buddy. No, but like I say,
Obsessed.
Burton and Yoshi are just two different types of receivers also, so you really can't compare them either.
That's the best part, Greg.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good thing. They're stacked. They're stacked at weapons, right? We've talked running backs. We've talked receivers. We've talked tight ends. Okay, let's say Noah Fant isn't signed. So Gesicki's our number one. We feel good about that. A second year with Joe Burrow. Who is our tight end? Like, do we feel like Drew Sample's going to have his breakout year? No. Listen, as a card-carrying member of Drew Sample's fan club, he is what he is. He's a good blocker. Cam Grandy, good blocker. Tanner McLaughlin, Tanner Hudson. We have no idea what those guys. I mean, we do kind of know what Tanner Hudson is.
Steer. He got robbed of a home run, but sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh,
but.
Sorry. We get a run?
Yeah, we got two. He got robbed of a home run. He got robbed of a home run, but the ball came back into play.
So the Reds have the lead, Greg. The Reds have the lead.
All of them? What do you mean all of them?
I'm not getting happy anymore because every time I get happy, they start doing bad. So I'm not going to say anything.
You should see the replay of this. The center fielder for the Dodgers literally robbed him of a 3-run home run, but the ball bounced back into the field, so Steer was able to get a triple.
You out? You out, Taylor?
Boys, by the way, this my beautiful lady who understands. She knows Cincinnati game.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
We'll
I'll see you later.
Yeah. We'll see you.
Take care.
Taylor's a good dude, man. Love Taylor. It's what we like to do.
Good stuff. Yeah. We have a knowledgeable fan base.
Really do. I mean, we have to, right? Whether it's draft, whether it's real, because we just have so many questions, and the only way to really figure it out is to dive in and become damn near people that should probably be in front offices.
Yeah.
We have to. I think there's people in front offices that don't have as much ball knowledge as Bengals fans. And this isn't like trying to blow anybody, but it's literally like we have no choice but to Bengals fans be like, why isn't this working? Oh, all right. Ravens fans want to call us out. Steelers fans want to call us out. All right. We're going to learn everything about football.
Yeah.
It's just what we do.
Yeah.
It's just the disrespect. Like, I don't really get too much into that anymore because it's just like whatever. I mean, it's good. Like,
Yeah, same. Yeah, I don't care.
But it's also kind of like Bengals have more success than like a lot of franchises over the last 20 years. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, you know, I don't know. When you like stack up AFC North division titles, like we're up there at the top. Like, it's kind of crazy. My brother lives in Columbus, and a lot of the radio stations, and I know like they cover the Browns there, but they always are constantly disrespecting the Bengals and talking about the Browns with like glowing reviews.
Well,
it just pisses me off.
It's the narrative. Go ahead, Greg. But it is a narrative that's been out there, especially like, you know, I'm not in Cincinnati. I'm 2 hours away. I'm 2 hours away from Columbus. I'm 2 hours away from Cincinnati. So the narrative is out there. And trust me, there's a lot of Browns fans, a lot of Steelers fans. But go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
Yeah, you know, so Dustin, this is what I've talked about this so many times. This is what drove me nuts for years. I love the Reds, but I got so sick and tired of how the Bengals got treated like the stepchild to the Reds all the time. Like, you know, it's like, I get it, the Reds. Like, I have an uncle, man, who's like in his 70s now, and I always have to hear, oh, those 75 World Series. And I loved hearing all those stories about the Big Red Machine, the 90s teams. But guess what? That happened years ago. I don't care anymore.
To be fair to your uncle, like to live in a moment of greatness.
Yes.
I would live in that moment of greatness.
You're
like,
right.
had the Bengals won one of those Super Bowls that they should have won, now three that they should have won that they didn't. And I could say that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Dale? You know, you have a point. You have a point. I totally get what you're saying, but it's like, you know, the Reds, like Dustin, like, okay, like we can agree since like the start of the century, the Bengals have done way better than the Reds playoff-wise, at least making the playoffs. You know, it's just ridiculous. And I just got so tired. Well, I think the turning point for the Reds was when you had Castelli saying, well, where else are you going to go and all that. I think that's like, that kind of took a tumble right there and all that and stuff. But like, I just got so sick and tired. Like, my uncle still came at me with the Bengals when we barely lost Super Bowl. I'm excited for the Reds, but the Bengals screwed it up as usual and all that. If we would have had Sewell, we would have. I'm like,
Greg wants to fight so many members of his family.
I wrote a very politically correct note to my uncle saying it's just hypocritical. I silenced him after that because I didn't want to see his response to me or anything. But I wrote a very politically correct letter. How I was kind of ticked up because I got tired of hearing his shit and all that and stuff.
One of many reasons that Sindustry says Greg should be the fan of the year, and also if Greg is the fan of the year, we would get a guy in the last regular season home game who's ruler of the jungle doing the dot bot in the ruler of the jungle. So, hey, if you haven't nominated anyone for fan of the year, I hate fan of the year. I think it turns people against people, all this, that, and the other. But if you want to, I will not nominate you, Greg, to be fair, because I won't nominate anybody. But Greg would be a great choice because I would love to see the dot bot up on that stage before a Bengals game. I would love that.
And then you can rip off your shirt and have a shirt underneath of it that you just draw. Screw. What was your uncle?
I was going to say F. No. I'm not going to say his name because he probably doesn't watch the show. But look, Uncle Bill, I love you, buddy, and all that.
Yeah. Bill. He literally
no.
Bill. Fuck you, Bill. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. He should be fan of the year. We're gonna vote for him. Everyone's gonna get to see the dot bot. But also he'll have before that shirt where the underneath shirt, Dustin, is fuck you, Bill, my uncle, that I talk shit about. It will literally be a Chop Shop t-shirt. So everyone wins. Everyone wins.
Right. Chop Shop. Proud sponsor of this show, by the way. And Midwest Best. You can also have some Midwest barbecue while you can get your Chop Shop shirt. But yeah, I tell you what, though.
I was hoping Chop would hop in. He's in Tennessee. He's living his best life. He's having a lot of sexual intercourse with his wife. This man's been drinking. What are those drinks, Greg? They're like the morning. A lot of Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
The one was like a pickle. I'm like, "Did you suck that pickle?" He's like, "I cut it in half," and then I think he did suck it.
I could do one Bloody Mary, but then that's it. Like just one.
Well,
And some of these Bloody Marys are getting out of control. They're putting like
Yeah.
crops of vegetables. That's like, but they're charging you like $20. So it's almost become like a novelty drink too much, you know?
I'm not a Bloody Mary guy in general. I was at a B-Dubs like 4 or 5 years ago. Someone sends me, and I was like, nope, just gave that away. Gave it to people. I was like, I don't want that. What does it say when someone sends you a Bloody Mary during a Sunday? It's probably like, oh, you're a little buzzed up, buddy. You need to calm
you're
down.
banged up. You're banged up from the night before. You need this.
What's the drink that tastes like a black licorice? What's that called again?
Jägermeister.
Jägermeister, dude. I had a couple of Jäger bombs one time, and I was trying to beat
Jäger
the clock.
bombs.
I was trying to beat the clock till 9 o'clock, free drinks, and it's not a good night for me, man. I'm like, oh
The
shit.
problem with Jaeger bombs because they would fug you up, but then you'd be up all night because they're full. Right?
Yeah.
So
I agree, but I loved them. But it was a time in my life that I've tried to put behind me, to be fair. Because you're right, Dustin. I'm up at 8 in the morning. I need to do this in my house.
Yeah,
Jägerbomb.
You can't go to bed.
I'm like, you know what'll make me go to bed? One more. Jägerbomb.
Yeah.
Jägerbomb.
But Dale, back to your point. No, I get your point with my uncle. You know, like I said, if we lived and saw the big
I'm not talking about your uncle.
No, I wanted to go back talking. I'm just saying, I get your point.
Man, you hate fucking Bill. Sorry, Bill. I'm a big fan of you, Bill, but Greg hates you. Your nephew.
No, I get what you're saying, though. If we got to see the Big Red Machine, we would not stop talking about it as well. So that's a fair point.
Well, it would. So football is always going to be numero uno for me. Hell, I set up multiple screens on Sundays when I'm not at the game. I literally don't leave my house on the weekends during college football season, or during football season. There is something cool about your team going for a pennant race, though.
Yes.
Because it's a whole summer affair, and it kind of keeps your attention the whole summer. And it just
there's so many games, Dustin.
Yeah.
Many games.
Yeah,
I can't keep up with all of them.
Yeah, it's tough. I think there's something cool about that in a way, though, too, because I know, Dale, you know a lot about football, soccer. Like, they play all the time, too. So it's like, I don't know. There's something cool about, like, the journey that you have. I mean, on the flip side, the buildup of football, like, you actually spend more time talking about football, planning for football than actually the football game. It's like 3 hours.
My goal is to honestly be better this football season of enjoying football games. Because as a fan, Dustin, I get so locked in on Saturdays. I just want to watch Ohio State because that's my team. On Sundays, I just want to watch the Bengals. Like, I want to step away because, like, when it's the off season, I'm doing draft stuff. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And I enjoy it more. And it's like, can I do that? But I don't think I can. I don't think I'm capable of doing it. But I wish I could because
that's why I do like multi-screen where I'll have like the Bengals game on, and that's all I'm like watching for the most part. But I'll have like the other, like my computer, and I have an iPad that I'll have both games on. During the college football season, the same with like Ohio State. But like sometimes the most enjoyable weekends, it's like, you know, you get into the football season and the Bengals have the bye week.
Yes.
You can just like sit back and watch football, no stress, you know, like you can just like lay on your couch, watch football as a fan. And like sometimes that's almost like very edge because I'm like any other Bengals fan. I'm just like a nervous wreck before game.
Oh, I'm such a nervous wreck.
Yeah. Can you agree with this too? I actually love preseason football. It's actually cool going to Bengals games because you see fans you haven't seen in quite some time. You can just chill out. You know, the game's not too serious, but it's fun to watch the players you're excited to watch, second and third team reps, where you think this guy's going to be a Pro Bowler and he really probably won't be or anything at all.
Well, it's probably really good because Bill isn't there because fuck your Uncle Bill.
Okay. No.
Watching preseason, Greg, I agree. It's like relaxing too. Like, who gives a shit if you win or lose? I don't really give a fuck. Like, it's just cool to see the players and like, kick back and watch the ball,
Ravens.
You know?
Ravens are like 30-0 in the preseason, and look where that gets them.
Well, Numa Jongmeta, like that was a guy who like he made the 53 because he was fantastic in preseason. You know, undrafted free agent out of Wisconsin. But that's what makes it fun because you're watching the whole and you're like, this guy's making a run, and then he makes the 53. And I feel like there's a lot of that, Dustin, and it's just pure, and it's nice to watch.
Yeah, Shaka Hayward
without stress.
Yeah, Shaka Raymond Johnson's still around. Like, we'll get to see Howard Cross this year. We'll get to see the defensive tackles that we picked up.
Yeah.
Or like right before training camp to see how those guys are coming along.
Who's going to be our Christian Westerman this year? I thought Westerman was going to be a Pro Bowl guard for us. He was rated one of the highest rated guards in the preseason. And then the Bengals are like, no, let's go with who was that guy we got from UCLA? He wasn't drafted. He was, oh my God, he was horrible. I hope he's not.
Well, I was just going to say, shoot your loads on who you think will be the preseason darling this year that will not make the 53. So you cannot say Jermaine Burton. You can't say all that. Greg,
Marco
you're
Wilson.
up first.
Marco Wilson.
Marco Wilson's making the 53.
No, he's not. Oh. That's because we're gonna sign my guy Gilmore. Then
Oh my God, you're doing the high voice shit again.
Yes, I am, Dale, because you're putting me in that mood.
All right, I'll start with Dustin then. Does that make you feel better? You think about it for a minute, Greg.
Okay, fine.
Dustin, who's going to be that darling on the 53 or people think should make the 53? It might just be a practice squad guy, but that preseason hero.
I actually, so my guy, obviously, I've said this a million times, Cole Taylor, but I can actually see Jordan Moore, the Duke wide receiver, lighten it up.
Those are both good answers. Good
Yeah.
answers. Way better than Greg's nothing answer.
Okay, Dale.
But if you look at our free agent class, I mean, like even Peyton Thorne, we picked him up. He's kind of fun. Like he had high expectations coming into his college career. I think he might have been at least a 4-star. And I don't know. I mean, we got Eric Gregory, we got Howard Cross.
See, all the names, dude. Those are all great answers. Greg,
Yeah.
I toss it to you for one reason. The preseason darling, a guy that's not going to make the 53, is probably in the quarterback room. Does that help?
Why don't you go fuck yourself? Because I know where this is going. Desmond Ridder will be making the 53, Dale. He will be making
it. Okay.
Hey, you've told you to F off when I don't agree with you. It's in my contract. You put it in my contract. So I'm going to tell you, Ridder will be making it. Don't even try to go there with me, Dale.
All right, I'll toss one out. I'll just toss one out.
No, go for it.
We'll toss a couple out since Dustin tossed a couple out. Kendall Milton, because I'm trying to piss Greg off. Didn't mention Kendall Milton. You love Kendall Milton.
Not anymore.
They cut Zach Moss, so
Yeah,
Kendall Milton. But Kendall Milton's a guy who could impress in preseason, Greg. Kendall Milton out of Georgia. Great size. Great. A lot of good things from Kendall Milton.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
There's a tall dude. I can't remember his name. Out of Lindenwood or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, Dustin?
I was going to ask you, did you do a profile on the Arizona?
Cole Burgess,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was the former Dan Pitcher's former school. And he set a lot of records. Yeah. He was on the practice squad. Otani 0 for 5 tonight, 0 for 5 yesterday. Like, dude, he's only batting like 265. He needs to gamble again, bro. He needs to get back into gambling.
Well, I mean, I would say bring your guy back, but he threw him under the bus. So bring him back.
Yeah.
The Reds win 5-2. Reds win 5-2.
Still haven't been swept this year.
Still not been swept. We're unswept.
That's a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt, Chop. But no, I think Kendall Milton, but who do I think could be a preseason darling? I think Howard Cross, obviously. He has the pass rush juice. There's a lot of guys. I like your Cole Taylor. I still need to watch him. Crip gets on to me all the time about, like, you still haven't watched it? No, I'm holding out. Especially if bringing Noah Fant in. Why would I watch Cole Taylor? It's irrelevant.
Do you have any did you have any opinions on the Quali Conley, the running back from Arizona? I remember watching him last year, and he showed some juice. I don't know, I don't really know much.
Running backs are always like, I remember being one of the leaders of the James Wilder hype train out of Florida State, like that guy, and he was so good in preseason. Like, and he was huge. He was a linebacker. as a running back.
I remember him. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you're talking Raiders. That guy Colton Miller just got a huge payday from the Raiders.
Of course he did. Yeah. And hey, you got to stand if you're an honest draft person, because everyone has misses. Shit, if I was so great, I would be in the front office, right? Colton Miller, I was like, I don't really see it. He's kind of thin.
Right.
I don't love everything about him, and he's done nothing but be a dog from day one out of UCLA for the Raiders. So good for him.
3 years, $66 million, 42.5 guaranteed. Good for dude. He's been in the league he's been consistent. Dale, I wasn't big on him.
He's been really good too.
Yeah, no, Dale, I thought he was
really good.
Like when I read him coming into the draft, they just said he's got the size, but they really didn't talk too much about his tape. So I really wanted nothing to do with. I think it was him and McGlinchey were the only two good tackles. And McGlinchey, I don't know what he's up to now with Notre Dame these days, but that was not a really good tackle class at the time.
But McGlinchey's with the Broncos.
Okay.
I believe. He was originally with the 49ers. The Broncos signed him. That was the guy I was hoping the Bengals would sign. You get him he still got paid a lot of money, but you get him at a decent rate because he hadn't been elite at that point. But yeah. Anyways, Dustin, go ahead.
Yeah. Speaking of Razor, what do you think comes of like Michael Mayer's career? Do you see him being a guy that kind of just
I won't give up. I won't quit him. I won't. This is me. When it comes to draft prospects that I believe in, I won't quit them. And I know he said he's in the best shape of his life, and it is the best shape of your life season, by the way. When you're in training camp, it is the best shape of your life season.
Oh,
so I get that.
Going into year 3 too, because that's when you got to start thinking about like playing for the next contract too.
And Bowers is there, but Bowers they don't have weapons, so there's a world where I could see both of them being their best 2 receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. So I just remember, Dust. I don't know what your reaction. I thought I was ready to bet my house was going to be Michael Mayer. I was at the Bengals draft party. I'm like, we got it. Michael Mayer's here. I kept getting nervous, biting my fingernails. I think Michael Mayer even thought he was going to the Bengals pretty much. And when it was Miles Murphy, obviously I warmed up to Miles Murphy, obviously, but weren't you expecting it to be Michael Mayer as well?
Man, I did not know what to expect, to be honest. Like there was I kind of felt like we were going to go because we just haven't really drafted a tight end in the first round. So I just wasn't really, I wasn't sold on it, Now I'm a Michael Mayer fan. I would have loved that draft pick too.
I think they went. I heard a rumor they would have taken Kincaid if he was there. I think the Bills took him a spot or 2 for us. I did hear they were big on Kincaid. I'm trying to think who else did I like. Dale, who was the DT from Clemson who's with the Saints? I was really high. I liked him a lot.
Brian Breesy.
I liked Breesy. I liked Breesy too. I would have been okay with him. Miles Murphy, I thought he was going to be like a top 15 pick. Everybody's like he fell. I'm like, well, why did he fall though? Well, then that was my take on that. Like I say, Murphy, I still think Murphy could have a big bounce back here, but he's got to show it to me.
Well, it's funny if Mims continues on the trajectory, played really well last year, continues to add, and then Shamar Stewart comes out and has a really solid rookie year. That'd be 2 draft picks in the first round the past 2 years that Bengals fans really weren't in on. That turned out really well,
Yeah, Mims, I was never against Mims. I think you agree. One thing with downside of Mims was the games. I was actually not against. I'm trying to think I wanted Dale's guy from Illinois, Newton and all that. But
yeah,
I was not.
Well, I want to speak. I want to speak on that specifically. Like, maybe it's not the guy you wanted, but both of them were big home run type swings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the talent, the athleticism, the traits. And there's times where it's like, if those hit, you look like a genius. If they don't, you look like a dumbass. So the fact they were willing to do it and do it in back-to-back years, they could look like geniuses or they could look like dumbasses.
Yeah, and I guess hats off too. We're drafted for premium positions too, right? DN, as a tackle. Yep. So that's honestly, those are the only positions. So those are pretty much the only positions that I want to draft in the first round. Obviously, wide receiver. If you have a game-changing wide receiver,
or corner, it's
lockdown corner. Because I still think you can find pretty decent corners in the second. But if it's like a lockdown, go get them. But yeah, anytime you can add to your trenches in the first round,
Yep.
Yeah, man, because that's where those guys come from. All the impact players are always like high draft picks. And I feel like, some of the other positions you could pluck guys in the second, third round. But yeah, so yeah, it'd be interesting.
Before we end this, though, Dustin, I got to jump in here because I popped this up earlier and I want to mention it. So, are you guys saying that I should do live shows during the games? And Dustin does it too, and we're both just like angry and yelling at each other, like "fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck the Bengals, fuck." Like if that's the content you guys want, then maybe we could do it.
And then cheer when they do well. Oh, the games are tough because it's like, bro.
Yeah, I can't focus that much.
We could be up 38-0 and I'll still think we'd lose.
No, Dustin, I'm the same way, buddy. I'm the same way.
Crib says yes. That's the content that he wants. That's what he wants.
38, I don't know, man. The tough thing with NFL football, what's the average margin of victory? 3.5 points.
Industries also says fuck yeah, and Matt Walker says absolutely. All right, listen, we're going to have to do one of these. We're going to have to do a live stream because I have a TV in my garage now. Now, Lord knows, with my internet connection, it may shit out. But I would love nothing more than to do a live stream, me and Dustin watching the games on our TV because we can't post it here, and just give our commentary.
Yeah, yelling, spitting, throwing stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, God damn it, Cody Ford.
Right, guys, I got to be at work at 5:30 in the morning, so I got to hop off. Love you guys.
We'll hop out of here.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah, we'll end this one, but I'm interested in this whole thought. It could be good. But
Awesome.
thank you everybody that tuned in. You guys are amazing.